What's up guys, Brad here, aka Home Theater Gamer, and in this video, we're going to take a look at some Dolby Atmos games and see how much they actually use the height channels. So Dolby Atmos has been around for a while on movies and TV shows on Netflix, but what about games? Well, it's actually been around for a while too, with the first game to utilize Dolby Atmos being the Star Wars Battlefront reboot that launched back in November of 2015. Granted, the PC version was the only one that supported the format, but it was a great stepping stone for Dolby Atmos support on games in the future. I mean, hey, who knew? EA was good for something, right? Fast forward from 2015 to 2020, and Dolby Atmos support on games has been kind of a crapshoot. We only have around 20 titles that support the format as of this video. Considering that most games already render their internal audio in a simulated 3D space, it's really disappointing that more games don't support Atmos as the foundation is already there. I mean, maybe developers just don't want to pay the Dolby license fee? Whatever the case may be, we're going to put Atmos games to the test and see how much they actually use those height channels. So I've disconnected all of my speakers on my 5.1.2 Dolby Atmos setup except for the height channels. Now I'll only be miking one height speaker due to my current audio recording setup, but this should still give us a great idea of if a game is constantly making use of the height channels or if it's reserved for select sound effects only. Now I'll be showing clips of around 30 to 45 seconds of each game out of a handful of select titles on the Xbox One X, and I'll be going over my general impressions at the end of the video so we don't have any interruptions in between. Now, I won't be featuring newer games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare because I simply don't have it, but these titles should give us a good indication of how Dolby Atmos is being used in games. With that said, let's go ahead and roll the clips. after doing these tests, and as you heard in the audio clips, most of these games make great use of the height channels for overall ambience and spatial audio cues. Metro Exodus was the only one that I found used the height channels far more sparingly than I would have liked, with only select sound effects being routed to those speakers. I think it's worth mentioning that while I'm singling out the height channels for the purpose of this video, Dolby Atmos is all about putting sound all around you without being able to pinpoint exactly which speaker those sounds came from. And since it's object-based and not tied to a single speaker layout like 5.1 or 7.1, someone with something like a 7.1.4 Dolby Atmos setup running the same tests that I just did would come away with different results because Atmos will scale to almost any speaker setup you have. I still think it's a huge bummer that we only have around 20 games that support Dolby Atmos right now. Hopefully, with the next generation of consoles on the horizon, we'll start seeing more support for the format. We already know the Series X will support Dolby Atmos and potentially DTS:X, but I'm not holding my breath on the PS5 supporting Atmos outside of UHD movies and potentially streaming services, because Sony is already working on their own proprietary spatial audio format. It'd be great if it was somehow compatible with Dolby Atmos, but again, I'm not holding my breath. And that's going to do it for this video. What do you think of Atmos in games? Do you think we'll see more support going into next gen? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you like this video, hey, maybe give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're into home theater and gaming, consider subscribing as I post new content every single week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one where I go to get into an elevator and it turns out I'm on a movie set.